Okay, so let's go ahead and change gears and talk about the methods that we use to actually secure the various environments that we're talking about. So, as far as network segmentation is concerned, on our network we have lots of different things taking place. We have management of various devices, whether they're storage arrays or servers, PCs, different management components, and so on and so forth. Well, we want to segment that network and we want to separate the management network from the data network. That way we can ensure that we can give access to various people, admins within our respective groups and so forth, have access to manage the servers themselves, but not necessarily have access to the data that's contained on the underlying data network. All right, in other words, we'll VLAN those things off. We'll have a separate VLAN for our management network, a separate VLAN for our data network, and we may break that down even further depending upon different groups, different roles, and so forth. We also want to make sure that we separate networks that contain personally identifiable information, or PII. Okay, if you're in an environment that has PCI compliance regulations, you need to make sure that you have networks that contain that PII, whether it be credit card information, social security information, date of birth, so on and so forth. Those things need to be separated as much as possible and kind of isolated from the rest of the network to give that extra layer of security for that personally identifiable information. So as an example, we have a network here we have broken up into two separate sections. We have our internal segments, right? We have our interior router, PCs, servers, and so forth. We have a outside segment, or a demilitarized zone. We've talked about this before, or a DMZ, and we'll have firewalls in between these various networks. So that way we have people from the outside world, okay, the internet. They can come in, whether they're remote workers, teleworkers, or just on a different part of the country, so to speak. Maybe they're remoting in, traveling, and so forth. Well, we want to allow those folks in, obviously, and they can come in through our firewalls, but we don't want to allow in malicious people, hackers, and so forth. So we'll block those, obviously, with firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and so on and so forth. We do have to have some resources on our demilitarized zone, as you'll see here, or as you see in the graphic rather, that can be accessible from the outside world, but still not have access to our interior corporate resources. Proxy server, e-commerce server, web servers, mail servers, things along these lines. They need to have, or be accessible rather, from the internet. So we'll make sure we have in place intrusion detection systems, antivirus systems, and so forth. So by having all of these different subsystems in place, we're doing a layered defense, or defense in depth.